Okay, hello and welcome to today's YouTube video where we are going to be exploiting the VSF TPD backdoor. This is a very interesting one in my opinion. So if you don't know, this is quite an old exploit. Here's the CVE if you want to look on it. This is the NIST website and this is the cve.org website page. If you want to have a quick read, there's tons and tons of resources online. But yeah, so it's basically what it is an intentional backdoor placed in the VS TPD service in a certain version. Of course, now it's been patched out because, we can't be having, intentional backdoors in Linux. It was exploited quite a fair bit back in the day. I'm not going to get into that right now, but here's some websites if you want to have a look. And if we have a quick look on Shodan, I'll just search for the product and the version, the vulnerable version. So we get quite a few results here. So I don't think every single one of these is exploitable, but there is, as you can see, quite a few servers out there running the VSF TPD 2.3.4 service. And I'm going to be honest, guys, most of these are probably honeypots for newbie hackers. So don't watch this video and go out here and actually try to hack these because look, you're gonna go to jail, okay? You're going to jail if you do this shit. Don't do that, okay? I don't condone any hacking. This is strictly for educational purposes, okay? It's VSF TPD. This CVE is talked about quite a lot, just for like learning, you know. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do here today, guys. Just teach you guys how a hacker might go about exploiting this. So let me show you guys something. This is the MITRE ATT&CK framework, okay? So this is something that is kind of like an outline of how an attacker might attack a certain machine. So starts in the reconnaissance phase. So this would maybe, include Shodan or Nmap or something, to find a vulnerability, and this is kind of a general plan of what an attacker might, the stages of that an attacker might go through. So if you don't know what this is, definitely have a look. I might make a video on it one day, but it's quite interesting. So let's get started. So what we're gonna do here is my MSF machine on the left, my VM, and this is my Kali Linux machine on the right, which we're gonna be using to hack the Metasploitable VM. So let's get started. All right, so an attacker might first do a couple Nmap scans or use Shodan or something to find the IP. I'm not gonna go through that, okay? Because I want to make this a bit of a quick video. So I'm just gonna look at the IP right here, 192.168.9.131. And let's start with, let's start with a sudo nmap. So we could use svsc, I believe, and then the IP address. So let's just have a look at, let's see what we get here. Oh. So this is basically gonna look for vulnerabilities in the virtual machine. So let's see what we get. It's gonna take a bit, so I'll be back. Okay, and it's done. So here we have a list of the services that are open. And, there's quite a few results here. What we're going to be focusing on is this one right here. So this is what we're going to be exploiting. And, maybe I'll make a video on a few more of these. Oh, whoops, in the future. But not right now. Let's just clear that. And what we're gonna do now is open the MSF console. So this is the Metasploit framework console. Ooh, cool little ninja. But yeah, this is the MSF console. Quite a cool tool to learn for red teamers. and for blue teamers. You should definitely have a look on this. Maybe I'll make a more in-depth video on it, but yeah, so it's quite cool. What we're gonna do now is just search for the exploit. So VSFTPD, and bang, we get 2 results here. So the one that I'm looking for is this exploit right here, the VSFTPD backdoor, rank excellent. So what we're gonna do now is just type use 1, and so this is gonna put a default payload in, so that is fine. But what we're gonna do now is have a look here. So if you don't know, usually type options, and then these are the kind of things that we need to set. So as you can see, we don't need, this stuff is not required, but an R host and the R port is required. The R port is already set, but the host is not set, and that is where you would put the vulnerable or the IP of the machine that you want to exploit. So what we're going to do is set R hosts, and then type the IP that we want. So in this case, it is this. So now I've set the IP, if we have a look here, and now that that's set, essentially all I have to type is exploit, and it worked the first time. Awesome. So sometimes it might not work the first time, and you might just have to run it back, run it a few times, but we got lucky here today. So now look, I have a shell open. Let's just have a quick look, and wow, I have root already. And just to prove that this is the same machine, I'm gonna make a file on this machine and on my Kali Linux machine in this terminal, and it should show up here. So let's have a, oh, whoops. So let's just go to the home directory, and we see these files right now. But on this, so yeah, we see the same files here. I'm just gonna make a file. You have been hacked, a loser. So now we've made the file on this side, and if we come over to our VM, bang, there it is. It's appeared right here. And that was basically how you exploit VSFTPD 2.3.4. It's I know I kind of speed ran that. It was quite quick, but yeah, I mean, you know, with the MSF console, you know, you can do these kind of things fairly quickly. You can even input custom payloads if you like, and there's honestly a whole lot more you can do with MSF console. Very, very cool tool. Recommend you have a look at it. Let's just clear this. I don't like having a messy console, but yeah, you have been hacked, loser, and we can essentially do anything we want, right? We can, you know, if we want, we can install our own backdoor. I mean, I guess we don't need to do that because there's already a backdoor on here, but we could maybe have a backup backdoor if we want. We can browse all the files freely. We can go to the root directory, and if I wanted to, I could delete everything in the root directory. And yeah, guys, so that's basically it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Please do not use this exploit in the wild and hack random people. Okay, you will go to prison. I don't condone that at all. Again, this is for educational purposes only. I hope you learned a thing or two, and if you're starting your cybersecurity journey, then, you know, this is, you know, kind of, this is an important vulnerability to learn about. You know, you should learn about some vulnerabilities that have wrecked a lot of things in the past. You know, look into maybe log4j. I know I personally enjoyed that when I was learning, because I used to play Minecraft, and that was a big exploit in the Minecraft days. What else? There's tons and tons of different vulnerabilities you can look at. This is one of them. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to see me exploit another vulnerability or something, let me know in the comments. But for now, that is all. Thank you very much and have a good one.